How's it going, guys? We are back with another video here, and this video is going to be me predicting the next 4 captains and the Supercharged X Factor cards that are coming to NHL 25. We all know Series 1 has been out for quite a while now, and again, people have been trying to figure it out and saying hey, what's going on? What's going on with this? When's they're coming out? Everyone assumed that when Season 2 of the XP Path came out, we'd be getting, Series 2 X Factors, but again, you gotta remember, it's called Series 1, not Season 1, so, that's kind of the little loophole of not releasing them yet. I really do believe it's coming to a head. It has to happen. They're surely going to release it before Christmas. There's no way. There's no way we're not getting the new X Factors and Team Builders before Christmas. I think a guarantee that we're going to get them actually pretty soon. So, as you can see, looking back, you needed to trade in 8 X Factor cards. They are not power-up ones. The captains, though, they are power-up X Factors. And the Supercharged McDavid there is, of course, the one that, is 0 EP, and it's just so broken. But when are these Series 2 coming out? Like I said, I think before Christmas. Looking at, the X Factor sets here as well, a good indicator here is if you compare it to the PWHL ones, that will tell you a lot here, all right? So right now, it's 6 X Factors, and then you need to collect those captains, 4 captains, and trade them in if you want to get the Supercharged Natalie Spooner card. Now, people might right away be thinking, well, it might not be the exact same way, right? Maybe there will be still 8 NHL X Factors. Well, that's totally possible. It really is. But you got to think there's going to end up being at least 32 X Factors, right? You got to think probably every team gets at least 1, right? But I'm sure some teams have multiple cards, right? That's just, it's just realistic, probably. So as I mentioned in a previous video as well, more than likely, it's going to cost, higher overall cards to actually make the X Factor cards. Just logically, that would make the most sense to me. So 78 pluses to get these cards, so it'll probably be around the same 78 or 79 plus for the NHLers for Series 2. But let's get into my predictions on who I think the captains are going to be and the Supercharged are going to be. Something to keep in mind, guys, also is the fact that more than likely, they had a right-handed winger in Nylander, left-handed Kucherov. We also had a right defenseman and a left defenseman. So I'm assuming for the captains, they'll probably do a similar thing there. Could be a center as well, but typically they'll probably have a righty at least, forward and a lefty forward, and then righty defense and lefty forward. That's just defenseman. That's what I'm guessing. But my first guess is David Pastrnak. I could see him being an X Factor captain, no doubt about it. One of the best players in the league for sure. I know he's kind of off to a slower start this year, but I'd be truly shocked if David Pastrnak did not get a captain card. It would just not really make a lot of sense to me. I think he's for sure going to get a captain card, whether it's, this one or the next series, or I don't know how many series they're going to have, but I think David Pastrnak is a very good guess, and I could see him easily being a captain, and he'd be a cool card. He really would be. The overalls for these captains are probably going to be around 86, I would say, probably to start. The later it gets, the later it gets. We're at, think about it. Some of the X Factors now go up to 88, right? The PWHL ones. So I would assume probably 86 the captains would start at, and I think Pastrnak would be a sick card. Next team captain, I think, is going to be Cale Makar. I think Cale Makar would be unreal as well. I know it's a little bit weird because he already has an 87 overall, but I still think it doesn't really matter too much. They just give him an 86, right? And then you could power him up to 88 or 87, whatever it might be. So there's no issue with him being an 87 here. You can't be oh, well, they can't give him another upgrade. Well, they definitely can if they want, but Makar, I think that'd be a card that pretty much everyone would probably try to make. And if you're able to make, the Supercharged card I'm going to mention as well, you would certainly probably keep Makar. That'd be a very wise decision because he's a guy that'll definitely get a team of the season item and just always got a lot of upgrades. Makar is just one of the better players for sure. So end cards to use. 6 foot, 187. Him when he used to be 5'11", I used to always be a little bit sketchy, but now he's 6 foot, and he's really, really good. I love his skating. Defensively, you can be a little bit nervous at times, but he's still for sure one of the best cards you can get right now in HUT. For the lefty captain, I'm going to go with Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin would be an awesome one as well at 6'3" here, guys. That would be absolutely awesome 204 pounds, left-handed D-man. Dahlin always plays fantastic in this game. He really does. It's just never been a year where I was like, wow, yeah, Dahlin doesn't play well. I remember back in like NHL, I think it was like 20 or something like that. His MSP was unbelievable. And I think I had his team of the year in NHL 19 or something. Like I know I've used this card a lot over the years, and he's always fantastic to use. And his captain card would be amazing too. I feel like Dahlin hasn't really gotten like a high rated card actually in a few years, unless I'm wrong. I mean, maybe I'm thinking of. Oh, you know what? I think in NHL 23 you got a flashback card, NHL 20, that MSP that I mentioned, funny enough. But, yeah, no, he's a great option, I think, and he would certainly make a lot of sense to me. We'll see if EA decides to go with Dahlin. So, as I mentioned, they're probably going to take a center at some point here, so Leon Draisaitl would make sense as well. So, he's in the same kind of category as Makar, right? Already has an 87 overall, but doesn't really matter. Like I said, his captain card could start at 86, and you could power him up to like 88, and it wouldn't be an issue there. 6'2", 209, left-handed center with sniper forward. Pinpoint shooting is this card, but I mean, he would be an awesome card, guys. I mean, Draisaitl always plays good in game, and I mean, 88 speed is kind of crazy on this card if you think about it. I didn't realize how good this Draisaitl card actually is. But no, he's an awesome card. I think for sure he would make a lot of sense as a captain here for the next series of X Factors. And yeah, I mean, we'll see if that ends up being the case, but I think Leon Draisaitl would be a great option. And now it's time for the moment of truth. Who do I think is going to be the supercharged X Factor and have the free ability? I think it is a slam dunk. It's going to be Auston Matthews. Like, I am very confident it's going to be Auston Matthews. So, Matthews has not gotten a card in a while. To be fair, he was out for a decent amount of time, but 6'3", 215, left-handed centerman, sniper forward here on this card. I'm sure he'd probably have that on his X Factor card as well. But that would be just an amazing card. I mean, it really, really would be. Matthews, he's another one that always plays amazing in-game, and he's that perfect, strong centerman, and I really don't see any way he's not getting a card. Whether he's a captain or supercharged, I think he's guaranteed an X Factor card at some point. It would not make any sense for him not to get one. So we'll see if I'm right on that, but really, those are my predictions right now. Who do you guys think are going to get the X Factor cards besides the captains and the supercharged? And of course, you know, the captains and supercharged, you guys can let me know as well. But those are my predictions, and hopefully we get these cards very soon. I get the feeling that we will, but we will see if that ends up being the case. But alright guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you've not already, follow me on Twitch, Henreek. I'm live there every single day, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Henreek with 3 E's, and I will see you guys all in the next video.